Hello fellow internet viewer, this is the Retail Guy, and today I'll be doing the first episode of what I'll call my Story Feats video series. This series will focus on feats from comic books and manga that are floating around the internet, and there are certain claims made about these certain feats, and I'll be going through the whole story behind them to see if those claims hold true. So for the first Story Feats episode, I'll be exploring the scan of Superman scanning for a weak spot in the Kryptonian battleship. Okay, it has been claimed that the spaceship is infinitely programmable and it could adapt to external threats at light speed when it was used against Superman. And from there, it has been used to prove, if you will, Superman having faster than light reflexes when he battled and destroyed the warship. Okay, so disclaimers before I begin. First off, spoiler warning, since I'm going through the full story, something will bound to be spoiled. Secondly, I don't own any of these DC or Superman properties, so yes, please support the official owners of these DC and Superman properties. So back on track, this feat comes from the Superman Up, Up and Away storyline. So in summary, this story takes place about a year after the events of Infinite Crisis, where Superman has lost his powers within that year. In that time, Lex Luthor is uncovering a Kryptonian artifact and wants to use it for his nefarious purposes. Now, of course, throughout the story, Superman does eventually regain his powers, and Lex uses that Kryptonian artifact to eventually become the battleship that will do battle with Superman. Now, the whole storyline, as shown on screen, comes from the Superman comics issues 650 to 653, and the Action Comics series 837 to 840. So the order starts from the Superman comics and then alternates to the Action Comics series, and it keeps going back and forth until the end of the story. And the main action where Superman takes on the battleship is in the Superman number 653 issue. Alright, before going straight into the battle, here's Lex Luthor explaining a few things about the Kryptonian artifact. So first off, in the scan on the left, he mentions that the Sunstone is indeed infinitely programmable and self-replicating, so that bit is confirmed. And on the right, it's shown that he has managed to override the failsafes or whatever, and now he's managed to get the Sunstone under his own control. Okay, so now the battle between Superman and Lex's battleship begins, and here we see Lex start shooting projectiles around the city where Superman is trying to catch and destroy them. And in the next scan, we see that the projectiles Lex fired have been reprogrammed into moving tanks to cause more terror, I presume, and then we see Superman taking them on and showing his ability to be able to destroy these tanks. Now, as the battle progresses, Lex Luthor sets up a force field around the city to prevent other heroes from helping Superman. Essentially, it is now just Superman versus Lex Luthor and his battleship and the programmable tanks running around the city. And this event eventually leads to the moment you've all been waiting for. And here it is, where Superman looks into the Kryptonian battleship. So yeah, quick summary. Superman ignores the tanks terrorizing the city. He focuses and looks into the ship, sees all the signals being transmitted at light speed, and finds out that there's a single command module or weak spot in the ship that's transmitting all these signals. After finding the weak spot in the ship, Superman starts blasting it with his heat vision. Of course, Lex tries to compensate by adding more of the crystal armor to try and protect it. Of course, this fails because it's Superman. He just adds more heat vision and eventually gets through, damaging the command module. Okay, so the command module is damaged, and the tanks that were terrorizing the city start to fall apart. Then Superman teases Lex, probably to distract Lex and to get Lex to only focus on Superman. And afterwards, Superman proceeds to pound away at the spaceship. Unfortunately, Lex manages to irradiate the warship with kryptonite, and from that he manages to get the upper hand on Superman. And here's Jimmy Olsen coming in for the save, takes one for the team, just proving why he's Superman's pal. Now, Superman gets a hang of the kryptonite blast, but then suddenly gets blindsided by what appears to be one of the ship's projectiles. Well, turns out Lex Luthor reprograms the ship into a giant mech, further proving that it is indeed infinitely programmable, as he has stated in the scan. Of course, being Superman, who is not one to give up, he makes one final rush towards Lex Luthor. He manages to break through the Kryptonian spaceship and take Lex Luthor away. Right, turns out the command crystal that was controlling the spaceship was taken away when Lex Luthor was taken, so now the spaceship starts to fall apart, but because being exposed to so much kryptonite, Superman starts to lose his powers, and both Lex and Superman start to fall to the ground. Lex and Superman brawl for a bit. Superman managed to edge him out, and everyone cheers for Superman, and Lex is captured for now. Right. Lex escapes, Superman finds the crystal, and after scanning the crystal, Superman finds that it has more complex inner workings than previously assumed, and as a result, the Sunstone does become Superman's Fortress of Solitude, at least for the North Pole. So there you have it. This is the whole story of Superman versus the Kryptonian spaceship. So from all this, I would say that the spaceship is indeed infinitely programmable. Lex did manage to make it into a mech, convert his projectiles into tanks, and even create more armor in an attempt to protect the command module from Superman's heat vision. I definitely support that Superman can perceive things at light speed, as shown when he was scanning the inside of the Kryptonian battleship. So yeah, it turns out that he did see the light speed signals being transmitted from the command module. Of course, there is an argument to be made that he had to ignore the tanks terrorizing the city to look into the ship. However, he had just recently recovered his powers, so there's some possibility that he was still getting used to them at that time. Unfortunately, I don't see any showcase of Superman's faster than light reflexes, as there were no indication that the Kryptonian battleship was adapting at light speed. And this is further supported by the fact that it was controlled by Lex Luthor's thoughts, and being a human, despite how brilliant he is, I'm pretty sure that Lex Luthor does not have light speed reflexes. Going back to these scans, when Superman has breached the command module, at no point did the ship make any attempt to adjust its weak point, even when Superman was pretty much going all out to destroy the command module. So from what the story presents, destroying the spaceship requires finding its weak spot and destroying it, provided that you have the brute force to break the crystal armor that it creates. So overall, I would say that this feat proves that Superman can perceive things at light speed and possibly also find weak spots within a certain enemy, so to speak, at light speeds. However, I don't believe that this feat showcases Superman having faster than light reflexes. Now, this is not to say Superman doesn't have faster than light reflexes at all. It's just that this particular feat has not shown Superman using faster than light reflexes. Okay, that's it for this video today. Thanks so much for watching, and special thanks to the Read Comics Online website for all the scans. And you can definitely check that place out to read the full story yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. And again, please support the official DC and Superman properties. Without them, we wouldn't have this story. So yeah, thanks again, and hope to see you in another video.